Kiara and Collins here to review Danae and Blanc. We just attended the event, and so we wanted to come on here to share with you a little bit about it. So, Collins, how many times have you attended the event?
That's my first one.
Okay, your first one. So this is my fourth one. And we'll just really quickly go into what it's all about. So it's a secret pop-up picnic that happens worldwide. This event started in Paris a long time ago, back in the 80s, and it really just spread worldwide. So this event is all throughout the world. So basically what happens is people come together, they go to a secret location, they don't know where they're going until they get there, but they bring all of their own things. So you bring all of your items, your table, chairs, decor, food, a great attitude, and you wear all white from head to toe. So that's the premise of the event. And so we'll kind of talk about a little bit about our experience with it. So first I'll start with the preparation for the event. So you have to come up with what you want to wear. So, I mean, every year you just know that you have to wear all white. So you just have to come up with your event. So how did you come up with your look, and what did you decide on for your all white?
So I knew I wanted to be comfortable, especially in the Texas heat. So I was looking for something linen. I found some linen pants, and I couldn't find like a linen top that I really liked. So I just went with a very light Egyptian cotton blended upper shirt.
Awesome. Okay, good. And what I came up with was, since we're in Texas, I decided to go with a Cowboy Carter / Renaissance look for my outfit, but also for the table decor. So that's another thing with preparation. You have to think about your table, your chairs, what do you want your table to look like? And it's really an opportunity to express your creativity and come up with whatever you want. So I decided to really go all out and make it more of a Cowboy Carter Renaissance from a disco ball perspective. And I had a horse on my table. It was really a unicorn. I'm into Barbie, so I had a couple of Barbie dolls, one that looked like me, I thought, and then one that looked like Collins. So that's really what we came up with for the decor look. What about the food? So what did you come up with for the food? You were in charge of food, so.
Oh yeah, I was. I was like, did I choose food? Yeah, I did choose food. I chose the Grand Lux Cafe. And what did I have? I think I had these buffalo wing wraps, and you had some type of, was it brisket
spaghetti?
Brisket spaghetti.
I had the Sunday night spaghetti or something from the Grand Lux Cafe. And when he told me he was going to Grand Lux, I just looked it up to see what are some of the reviews on some of the best food there. So that's what I got, and I think it had brisket. It had a lot of different types of meat in it. It was different than I've ever had. It was really good.
It was good. I agree. Can't go wrong with Grand Lux.
So when it comes to Danae and Blanc, you have your meal, but you also have your appetizers and desserts as well too. So I was in charge of appetizers and desserts. So for appetizers, we had deviled eggs with brisket on the top. And then we also had some cheese and fruit, kind of a charcuterie kind of vibe with some crackers. And then for dessert, we had vanilla cupcakes. So that's what we have to eat. So from a preparation perspective, you have to think about what you want to eat. And then from a drink perspective, you do have to purchase your drinks in advance from the venue because they don't allow any alcohol in the venue. So you have to purchase all of this prior to the event, and that's something you do on the website before the event. So I purchased some wine for Collins, but I also brought myself some non-alcoholic juice because I don't drink alcohol, and come to find out, they told me that was not allowed. So I was a little bit upset about that, but we'll get to the actual event later. But you bring all of your own non-alcoholic drinks, so water, soda, whatever you want to bring, you can bring all of that. The only thing you cannot bring is alcohol. So the day of preparations, you basically just have to load up everything that I just mentioned, get yourself together, go get the food. If you ordered food, if you prepare your own food, do all of that in advance and just get to the location, because where you meet up is at a location where you get on a bus. So our location was in McKinney, Texas, which is kind of far from us. Like, it wasn't close. So you have to be at the location at a certain time. I served as a leader this year for the Danae and Blanc Dallas, so I had to be there earlier than the earliest person got there because I served as a leader. But you get there, you get checked in, you load all of your things on the bus, and then you get on the bus, and that's when you head to the secret location, and you don't know the location until you pull up to the location. So tell me, what did you think about the bus ride?
Oh, the bus ride was lit. Like Diara, she had a karaoke plan for the ride, and the really interpersonal touch about it was she told all the bus drivers, the people who signed up, to select the songs that they wanted to be placed on the playlist, so that when their song came up, they can perform if they choose to do so. So that was really a great personal touch.
Oh, good. Thank you.
But it was a lit bus ride, to say the least. Yeah,
Awesome.
So it was awesome.
Yeah, so as a bus leader, I want to make sure that people had a good time. So that was one of the things that I've done over the last couple of years that I've been a leader, is just making sure that the songs that people want to play are played. So I think that was a win. The bus driver does not tell you where you're going. You just have to kind of see, like, well, where are we? So I feel like through the bus ride, we were all kind of trying to imagine, like, where is this going to be? And so I had a couple of theories of where I thought it was going to be, but that was not true. But it ended up being at where was it?
The Lone Star track in Grand Prairie.
The Lone Star Park.
Oh, park.
Yeah, the racetrack.
The racetrack.
Yep, in Grand Prairie. So once we get to the location, we basically get all of our things. So we have a wagon. Everybody pretty much has to bring something to put all of these items in. So we had a wagon to put all of our things in, and then we go to the location where we should start setting up our table. So that's the first thing that we do, is set up the table. Now, this particular event was a little bit chaotic when we got there. Like, it was not clear where we should be sitting and where we should be setting up. So we did take a little bit of time before we were able to get, like, okay, let's start setting up. But I did mention a little bit about the table decor that I have, which is, it was the Cowboy Carter Renaissance, and it was a little bit intricate, so I felt like it did take a little while to set it up, especially with you will see probably the picture, because you'll put a picture on here, right, of the table, but it's a lot, it's extra. But after we got the table up, I think everything kind of flowed. However, I did have to stand in line to go get the wine, and that took a little bit of time as well too. So basically you set up your table, and then what signifies that it's time to eat is the napkin wave. So everyone will start waving their white napkin, and that signifies, okay, now it's time to eat. So what was your experience of just that whole setup, coming in? What did you think of that process?
Oh, you know what? I was pleasantly surprised of the location and how they kind of had like the ambiance of like the signage and like all the white and even some of the music that was playing.
Oh yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cool.
And they usually have a live band playing while we eat dinner, and then we eat. You eat your appetizers, dinner, desserts, and then the next thing that signifies the party is starting is the sparklers. But I noticed this time a few people started lighting sparklers. We saw them lighting sparklers. We lit our sparklers, and Then later on, more people started lighting sparklers like later.
It's kind of feel like different groups are kind of doing their own thing when it came to the sparklers.
And I think because the event was later than normal, and this particular Danae and Blanc was on a Friday, and all the other Danae and Blancs I've been to have been on a Saturday, we started a little bit later than I'm used to. So I think by the time we saw the first set of sparklers, like it was getting late, and I think people were like, all right, like we're ready to have a good time and we're ready to party. So that was something that I noticed. So after you light the sparklers and start walking around, you have opportunities to take pictures in a lot of the photo ops and just kind of walk around looking at other people's tables, looking at people's outfits. Like a lot of people came up to us asking us for pictures and asking to take pictures of our table. So that's an opportunity to kind of see the creativity of others. So what would you say about your experience just walking around the venue after we finished eating and just to soak everything in? What was your thought during that time?
I did really like the innovation of each couple, what they were wearing, and how much thought they put into their wardrobes. I did like the signage of Danae on Blanc that they placed. The photo booths were really innovative. Each section was different. I think someone took their time to put a lot of attention to detail and the placements of the photo booths. On top of that, I did like some of the tables that we did see, the ingenuity that they did come up with to select the tables. But I did like it overall.
Yeah, and I felt like the lighting was really good. It was very well lit. I will say one of the things that I noticed with the race going on, so there were horse races happening, so every 19 minutes the place went crazy. So during the time where the races were happening, they turned all the music off, and so I feel like that particular piece of it to me, it took a little bit away from having a good time with the partying, because it was like, okay, all right, focus your attention on the horses, even if that was something that you weren't necessarily like looking to do. But I did enjoy the horses for a little bit. I mean, it did give me a little bit of deja vu about one of my favorite movies, and it was a nice little memory with that piece of it. So overall, I thought that was okay, but I would just suggest, for the next time, not to have the music going on and off every 20 minutes.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't like the backdrop of the horses. I thought that was really cool. But the fact that they had to cut off the music so they can have the races right, and the races, the time it took for it start to finish was a bit time consuming, and like people were really trying to get into a groove of this partying and enjoying themselves, and it felt kind of dead silence without that music.
Right, I agree. So for a little while, we were able to have the DJ come back up, but by this time, a lot of people had already started packing up. So you can start to see when people start to pack up and start to head back to the buses. During the very end, when we were packing up, they played one of my favorite songs, so I had to stop what I was doing to get my 1-2 step on and then continue to pack up. So the packing up process, I mean, some people start packing up their table after they finish eating, so they don't have to worry about doing it closer to the time that we leave. But, I decided to leave the table as it was, because I know a lot of people do like to walk around and look at the tables. So we did take our table down closer to the end of the event, and it was just an opportunity to do what we did when we first got there, tearing it down, taking everything down. So I will say, if you do decide to be more intricate and have a lot going on your table, also think about the time that it's going to take it down as well too. We were one of the last to take our table down because I think we had a lot going on, but it was fine. We, packed up, put everything where we needed to put it, and then headed back to the bus. So what was your thought process on the packing up process?
That was the most difficult part, because we had finished eating and drinking. So normally when I'm finished eating and drinking, I just want to go to bed. So I didn't feel like doing nothing, but we had to pack up, and so that was only the most challenging part.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And one of the things that I do when I go to Dene and Blanc, I bring a suitcase because it's easy to just pack it up and wheel it away in the suitcase. And like I mentioned, we also had a wagon to put everything in as well. So I kind of have a method to it. But one of the things that I would suggest if you do decide to go to Dene and Blanc in your city is to do a mock table setup before you actually go, so that you can know like exactly what can fit on the table, how you need to set it up, the order you need to pack things in order to, tear it down and everything. So I would highly recommend that. So anything else? Would you recommend this event to anyone? Like, do you think they should sign up to go in their city?
Yeah, I think you should give it a try once. Like, they don't advertise for this, so it feels like a very secretive type of event, like a word of mouth thing. So I would say try it out to an experience what it feels like, and then just kind of go from there and see if you want to do it again.
And I will say, if you are interested in going to this event, you need to sign up online at deneandblanc.com, and then you can sign up for the cities that you're interested in. So what happens is they put the tickets out. The first people that get the tickets are the people that attended the previous year. So that's the first phase. And then phase 2 would be the friends of those that attended the previous year. They can invite their friends to come. And then the third phase would be the remaining tickets that are left. So if you get on the mailing list, you will be entered into the third phase. And so that's how you get in. But you have to check your emails. You have to be on top of signing up, because some cities, they do sell out pretty quickly because this is an event that a lot of people want to attend. So I would highly recommend getting online, signing up for the event. And if you know someone that has attended Dene and Blanc in the city you want to go to, connect with them, talk to them, get a little bit of feedback from them on what they do, and maybe they can also give you a heads up if they hear more about it. Another thing that I would recommend, become a volunteer. I was a table leader for the last 2 years, and it really gave me an inside look at the event. So I kind of feel like I'm a Dene and Blanc expert now. I mean, of course, there's a lot more for me to learn, but I'm able to help share learnings about the event with people because I have a little bit more of an inside scoop as a leader. So, well, that's it. So let us know what you think. And if you've already attended Dene and Blanc before, give us some feedback on what you like the most about it. And if you've never been, let us know what you're looking forward to if you do go.
I concur.
All right. Thank you. Have a good one.